I mean, you've heard the man. They just haven't had that many reps on Breeze. But Josh, you faced Heretics a few times. You've seen their Icebox. What do you think they need to do to bring this series back?
I think they have to enable Woot a little bit. Icebox is a very strong jet map, but also for texture too. I think the main things you have to look out for is actually their initiator differences here. I believe they're running against a Gecko KO, and they have a Sova on their side. I would pay attention to how Gen.G is making their opens to see if Texture gets a pick, or Woot is able to find the gaps in their utility to see if he can get a pick, okay?
Yeah, I think also for Gen.G, when they're starting on this defensive side, something that they do really well is kind of proactive defense, setting Texture up for a lot of these forward fights, especially towards A and B main. They'll wait for that first cycle of util, say that Sova drone to come out, and find these really good timings to re-clear with that double flash combo and Texture going forward. Team Heretics is going to have to be ready for that.
My eyes go directly into Lakia. He had a brilliant Icebox last time that we saw them play it, but we know that Heretics, this is a map that they've been very, very comfortable, played it throughout the tournament 4 times. They've won every single one of them, even though some of them even went to overtime.
I think Gen.G's style is like very much a flood defense, but also like I said, they'll find those double flash moments to try to catch you off guard. I just want to see how Heretics was able to deal with this.
Well, as you heard it from Neil, this is it, do or die. If they don't win it here, Doug and Baby Bay, they're going to be 2-0 down in this very important grand final.
And what a dreadful nightmare that would be, but I think Kukuka set the stage for what should be a much more competitive map. Heretics have played Icebox so many times this tournament, and they have found success every step of the way. So yes, Breeze was a slaughter, and the score does not reflect how bad of a beating that was, but there was a little bit at the end there to cause some sort of excitement, and I think it all falls down on Woot. He took over the last time he played Icebox. He's got to deliver again.
Yeah, he's got that iconic clip that I mentioned earlier in the series on this map with the Jet. And he does a really good job of being able to finesse around these chokes and get a lot of things done, especially on the attacking side when he entries in, especially towards yellow.
Oh, he's getting active again, trying to get ahead of things. But Woot's the one who walks away with 2.
Speak of the devil.
That's as good a start as you could ask for. It seemed like Gen.G wanted to stop the momentum before Heretics could get to a fever pitch, to get to a swelling point. And of course, it's Woot who's able to cash in.
Proactivity punished, and that's a good sign for Heretics going into this Icebox map, because if you're already denying Gen.G that early aggression, it's going to make them play a little differently. And when you take players off of their game, I mean, that's when mistakes are made. That's when you have an opportunity to maximize on those mistakes.
You can tell for Gen.G there, the objective was not just necessarily to win the pistol, but it was to make a statement. Because Breeze wasn't enough, but well handled by Heretics. Now they're going to flip the map, head back A, undetected by the turret. They've got one of their own. Benji Fishy's posted us up, but Karen's on the prowl.
Is he going to smoke it off? I don't think he has a smoke available to do so.
Yeah.
But that knife landing, that opens up the window of opportunity for the flank. Decides to not go for it, though.
Yeah, decides to go back mid and try to approach things from a more conventional manner. Meteor trying to post up the site. The dart is cleared. Woot is dead. A little bit more found for Meteor, and Munchkin getting in on it, but Boo responds with 2. Karen, who was the late flank, converts for Gen.G.
Meteor, once more, the anchor that you could wish for. That molly. I mean, it cooked Woot up. Guy couldn't do anything. Yeah, he got the first 2 entries into the round, but when he dashed on his site, that Viper Wall decays you enough to let this molly get so much value. I mean, he had no chance to even swing. And then the second on top of it.
Last player standing.
Getting away with bloody murder. Karen so steady at the end there to secure the pistol round win, and that looked like it was all signs leading towards a Heretics win.
I mean, from the beginning all the way through, Texture again aggressive. I love the pace that Gen.G are playing this so far.
Yeah, even though they got punished on the pistol, when you secure a round like that, the confidence is back. Now you're willing to keep going for more. And Gen.G, they're reading into this. They're ahead of it, playing a bit of a retake setup on that A site. Boo!
Karen was a hero in the last round. He was the one who was able to secure it for Gen.G, but now sitting on the sideline, forced to watch, forced to wait. Texture's on the swing. The Marshall gets 2. And there's plenty more where that came from. But it's Meteor who takes one away. The spike hits the ground. Patatek and Riens We'll have to force this thing back, and they've gotten into a 2v2, but with Sheriffs, oh, they're converting on this. Can Texture snatch this thing back? Can he avoid catastrophe early on? He's gotten one. Rian's with the dart. They know where he is. On the swing into the Marshall, connects the shots. The Red Bull clutch in the 4K for Texture.
Texture on fire with that Marshall. He'll upgrade to a Guardian on top of it. What shots. That's exactly what you want as a Jet player when you're playing Icebox. You just keep going for broke, hit the flicks. When you're this close range with that Marshall, you can just opt to no scope. He only had one in the chamber there at the end, but he was so confident in that shot, in his abilities.
Breeze, Icebox, it does not matter. It's all the same. Texture will not be denied. And again, getting active. Again, looking to make a statement. Has to dash away with 25 HP. Thinks twice about the reaggress. I think part of the play was getting him involved there. Munchkin getting spotted by the drone. Has to give the space back, and Texture on the swing.
I mean, he's a madman. He's 25 HP doing that. He's stuck around for so long to support his teammate in Nest. And all of a sudden, a rifle swap. Now Munchkin, he has full HP. He's able to have that M4. Phantom.
These pugnacious protocols from Gen.G at the beginning of the round have been so smothering for Heretics. But yes, they're down in numbers. They have such a strong weapon advantage here, though. It's just the Phantom, it's just the Guardian on the side of the defense, like you were saying.
No way, right, Doug? No way.
No way, you're absolutely right. But Lakia filling in on the space behind it. Well, surely you're not expecting a second there. Crispy from Karan.
Revealing.
Lakia might be able to cause a lot more problems if the timing is right. Got a little bit of utility, but it does not look like it will go checked. It does not look like it will go detected as Rians falls. Committing to the plan now.
Last player standing.
It's all on to Boo. Yeah, he hit another. Turns away the flash. He's getting spammed. Getting peppered. There's no way for Boo to go. Another round stolen away by Gen.G.
Doug, we are seeing a Gen.G that is so online and ready for this. They want it so bad. Karan there, getting the trade in market. And oh, this was that first kill. Oh my gosh.
With his
Look at this. Insta. The follow-up, Meteor, protecting the back and forth, and then
One enemy remaining.
just no chance for Patatek there.
There hasn't really been a chance for Heretics at all. Down 0-3 early. His spy's not great. You've got a hero rifle for Woot and a couple of Stingers and Sheriffs around it. Do they try to go aggressive again? Do Gen.G try to set the line of scrimmage a little bit further up? Of course they will. See the flashes, see the darts. 410 is theirs.
They're just staying here. They do not care whatsoever.
He's expecting the swing, procs the dash. And meanwhile, Karan over the top, getting the best of Woot. That was the hero rifle. That was supposed to be the firework in the round. Look at Texture's timing on the swing. And Lakia as well. Rian's able to get a little bit of something going on here, though. And they're all hunting. They all know he's there. Lakia's messing with him.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
They are different right now. This is a different Gen.G. We haven't seen this at all this tournament. They're running it down. Lakia jump swinging for his entire team. All 4 members are on top of the bomb right now, and Boo. He's gonna be left to his devices, but he really doesn't have much to work with here.
No, not at all. Still deals a little bit of damage onto Munchkin, but it's traded back. That Phantom is just getting the best of him. They didn't have the weaponry there. They didn't have the positioning, and honestly, given how Gen.G have played this, given how Texture just continues to answer the call for Gen.G, I don't know that the weapons would have necessarily mattered.
You're right, and the devs talked about it, that double flash re-clear setup that they do. This time it's not off the barrier. They feint that they're pushing all the way up. That causes a reaction from a drone to come out. The knife gets a couple tags. Now we double flash. And it's just so hard to deal with because you can't turn. I mean, if you turn the KO flash, the Gecko flash is hitting you and vice versa. So it's just, it can be so difficult if you're caught in the open like that. And more aggression. Texture is so aggressive this series.
Oh,
Wow.
12 HP left, but Boo was able to stand strong.
That was so close.
A little bit of the aggression punished. The question is, how did Gen.G respond on that? Where do they play elsewhere on the map? Meteor's gonna fall B, so they have now found success on both sides. Lakia, the one close by, here the orb was picked up. And now utility out. The flash over the top, the dart is there. Lakia able to stay covered behind the wall. You're not able to hide from that. You're not able to run from it.
Knife deployed. Two suppressed.
How much more can they do? They've gotten the spike down, but Munchkin and Karen are so outnumbered right now. Spam not connecting. Munchkin manages to get away.
And yeah, they're just going to go back, try to save that operator that got taken down early on for Texture in the next round.
Yeah.
Their economy is good, though, so maybe you'll see Munchkin try to go for a couple exits. Get closer to that ult orb, but then if you look at the ult economy on the other side, I mean, he might not want to die at all because you might be feeding a KO ult, you might be feeding a Sova ult.
Yeah, you don't want to give those away.
Oh, he missed the jump for the up.
Unlucky.
I think he should be able to snag that one.
I don't know that you got to hurry.
Don't miss. Oh, he makes it.
Second time's the charm. He's able to grab the op.
Tell you what, he can't be doing that on the new map, Doug. Might fall to his death.
Take a look at that play one more time. Again, the aggression from Texture has caused so many problems for Heretics, but Boo, a really nice spot to respond there.
Yeah, a good round for Heretics. Spam through the smoke from Boo. Kind of just secured it. No retake being able to be made for Gen.G. Nothing to worry about if you're Gen.G, though. Your economy's still flourishing.
And the aggression continues to come. So bold, so disrespectful. Refusing to let Heretics find any traction.
And you don't expect the same peak twice. I mean, he got punished the last round. Why is he going for it again? That's what Heretics are thinking.
Because it's Texture. Munchkin getting overwhelmed there.
A little overeager on that one.
Yeah, that aggression starting to punch them a little bit.
Targets destroyed.
And I think if there's going to be a way back into this map for Heretics, it has to be off of those things. They have to find a way to punch back.
Yeah, you have to punish.
Things slow down here for Heretics. They've lost Woot. They've lost their star. They've lost their go. A counter on the Thrash and a counter on the up. Boo again. Benji Fishy getting involved. Meteor's going to join the party late. One away from his ult. Spotting pad attack, not able to land the shots, not able to find lethality. But with forest surrounding the site, forest surrounding the spike, Meteor, no room is safe.
And this is a textbook play from Patatek specifically. When enemy teams have Thrash online, he'll use that KO ultimate to counteract it. This was that opening blow onto Woot. Really nice shot. But when he gets this kill onto Munchkin, it secures him that KO ult, denies the info being gathered from Lakia,
Yeah.
and then they're able to just overwhelm everybody on the site.
Again, Heretics finding a little bit of success, and it's much earlier in the schedule compared to what we saw in Breeze. It's a little while before there was any cause for hope. But now Heretics injecting a little bit of space into the situation. Starting to get a bully and starting to invest utility to keep that aggression back from Texture, who's sitting in the opposite side of the map right now. The lockdown used. Heretics now have a question they have to answer, and they don't have a ton of time to answer. Do you choose to fight? Do you try to clear it, or do you take a step back?
And if you go the other way, which Gen.G, that's what they want you to do, you're going to run into Texture, but the double back from Heretics, it's a smart play so far from them. KO Dagger back and online. Munchkin will get the info. Tag onto 3 members of Heretics. The time is running down a little bit low here, Doug.
With 50 seconds left, I think a couple of options they can consider. Do they stay here? Do they try to flip? Yeah, there's a good chance there's an op on the other side, but the persistence might be a factor. He's invested it, and Lakia has a meal of it, but Heretics is there to respond. The lockdown will go off. Texture will show up, but he will be late. with op in hand and blades. In case he decides to invest. In case he decides to go for a play. They just don't have the same financial luxury they did before.
Yeah, and Heretics in these post-plant scenarios, they play it very disciplined. That's how they've been winning a lot of the matches they've done. Part of the fundamentals, part of that macro gameplay that I was talking about. And that's why you see Texture not even going for it. Had Heretics maybe pushed up a little bit and he got a kill, maybe that could be a window of opportunity. Pop those knives, go in. But they're not giving him anything.
Yeah, that 1v2 feels much easier to try to navigate.
Yeah. And it's a big contrast from the start of this match so far, Doug. Heretics, they were getting punished by that aggression from Gen.G. Now, they've slowed it down, they figured it out. Weathered the storm of all the utility and the swings on A site. And all of a sudden like that, we're within one round.
I think a lot of it has been them fighting fire with fire. I mean, Lakia could have...
He had such a good opportunity there to honestly secure the round.
Yep.
But sometimes the bullets, they just don't go the right way.
I mean, the roller coaster of emotions that this arena just went through was ridiculous. A timeout called from Gen.G, 1 round separating these two. The aggression that they were throwing into the face of Heretics round after round to kick off Icebox, you're right, has been a little bit weathered. They took it on the chin a couple of times, but now able to respond back, to stand strong, stalwart in their approach. And a lot of it has been, Dre, off of the utility that they're investing in kind. All of the darts and the drones to set up Texture are now being responded by Rians doing a bit of his own, of Pad Attack getting some of that early info with his util.
And I'm so impressed with Heretics when they use the drone late, because they understand that Munchkin has been using that knife early on at A main. That gives them the window of opportunity to use a drone from a little bit closer up, not get picked off by anybody like, you know, Texture getting set up by flashes, etc. And the rest of the team now, they're just waiting a little bit back, letting that drone get all the info for them. And then they have the utility advantage like you mentioned. There have been a lot of questionable fights from the side of Gen.G. A lot of solo swings. Munchkin going for right clicks through the Viper wall. If there's players on the receiving end of that, they do have a chance and they could mow them down. I mean, but Heretics, they're playing it very well right now.
Early dart cleared.
Oh.
Heretics are coming to life here. It's a very similar setup. It's been on Texture to send a shudder down the spine of Heretics. Now he's the one sitting on the sidelines.
What can Lakia do?
It's so quiet right now. Do Gen.G continue to reaggress?
And if they do, Benji Fishy's playing anti. There's 2 players, even Rians.
Yeah.
He's playing anti. And I think that he'll pop the Sovault from all the way back here to catch out anybody in that lane of fighting.
Yeah, if they commit.
Yeah.
If they send. We've talked about how good this flash combo has been from Lakia and Munchkin. The knife giving things away.
I don't even think he meant to hit the knife there. I think it was for sight, but it works out in their benefit. It tagged both players. And that forces Gen.G to have to back up.
And Heretics will just continue to push forward off of that. They've got Boo with his pit, but he's a little bit further back. Knife clear, dart out, Heretics forward. It's just Munchkin who's playing backside. Lakia's a little bit further off, and he's the first to fall. Pad Attack with 3, Heretics with life. Flash on the swing around, another one spotted. Pad Attack more concerned with his positioning, more concerned with the problems he's able to cause from there. Still has a knife in hand. Median Karan forced to watch, forced to sit back. Because how do you get into a 2v4? And this is where the positioning was so good, but Karan's able to decapitate him. A 1-for-1 though, and now the Viper's the only one who stands. Tries to get away and can't. We're tied at 4.
Pad Attack's brilliance is shining through in this half. First the entry onto Texture, then the follow-up, breaking the dagger. That's the cue to just run it down on sight. Split Munchkin there. The aggression from Pad Attack, the explosiveness. He even ran all the way to spawn.
Let's go, Patsy. Let's go.
Even his team knows it.
Aggression again, Texture up high, Blades online, looking for a scalp and we'll find one. And again, the double dip. Can he take over the round? He's done so all series. He's found two, and look at Lakia's position. He's got behind them. Boo never saw him, Boo never had a shot. But now position given away, Lakia gladly takes the fight. Again, the aggression. Again, the offense. Rians. A miserable spot to be in.
Out of charges.
A 1v4, and yeah, it's pistols. But what a round win for Gen.G. In the face of the momentum that was swelling the way of the attack.
I mean, Gen.G force you to take fights that if you lose them, the round is just over. How many times have they pushed up and fought A?
I mean, it feels like every round.
Almost every single round at some point. Maybe different timings. This time with the knives. Usually it's Woot that we see going absolutely viral with him. This time, Texture taking things into his own hands, getting the twofer, the third to secure the round. And now he's able to get another operator online. Gen.G are ridiculous.
Another kill found. Another line drawn in the sand. 3 left on the side of the attack, and as soon as it starts, it feels like it's over. This response from Gen.G has been clinical. Fully committed to believing and trusting in the process. Yeah, they're going to be able to counter some of our aggression, but we're not backing down from the plan.
And that's so hard to do as a player, to keep that mental up.
I mean, it's human response and human reaction to pivot, to go to plan B when plan A isn't working anymore. But when you've got a star like Texture.
Full trust in the team, full trust in the game plan. You can reap the benefits of that. That's what we're seeing right now for Gen.G. They should be able to convert this round. I say that, but there is a Viper's Pit available for the side of Team Heretics. Boo, if he can get this one down, they might be able to maybe steal this one away and pull a fast one on Gen.G.
Maybe a 3v5 with Benji hitting mid-late, but...
Spike down B.
I just don't know that there was really any way in. A flawless round as Gen.G gets to 6.
Yeah, they tried to creep on up, try to get anything working for them. If they maybe got a trade there onto Munchkin, maybe there's a window of opportunity, but I mean, look at this right here. And he holds his ground. He stands tall like Maximus. So hard to play against a player that's disrespecting like that. It's usually Woot who we see doing things like that against other teams. But Woot right now, sitting at 3-9. Texture sitting at 13-5.
That's a brutal matchup. Woot had taken this tournament by storm. I mean, the amount of clips he's been able to put together, the value he's been able to provide his team was ridiculous. There were questions coming into this tournament, right? There were questions coming into this match, excuse me, about who's the MVP, right? Is it Texture or is it Woot? Yeah, Woot arguably has had more clips because they've played more, but this doesn't look like a fair fight right now, Dre.
Yeah, Texture has been phenomenal. I mean, all tournament long, this team, they fought adversity. They buckled through. And they didn't drop a single series. So yeah, the dream, the mirage of Heretics in this crazy, crazy run that they had, I mean, they could still make it. But right now, it just feels like Gen.G are just in full control.
Yeah, the clock is ticking and the possibility of a fairy tale ending just continues to get smaller and smaller.
Swarm grenade.
Into round 11 we go, 2 rounds separating them. 3 ults on the side of Heretics. 4, excuse me, and they're big ones too. Gen.G, again, with aggression, it's a little bit different. The flavor's different, but the outcome's the same! There's nowhere that Heretics can find safety. There's nowhere that they can find room to breathe. They've been squelched, they've been suffocated, they've been stymied.
They're so willing to just leave Texture on an island by himself. He's been popping off all game long. It allows you to have a 4-man setup on A early on and allows Texture to just enable in the mid-round.
Heretics tries to switch position on the map. And again, the op you mentioned on the other side punishes, but they found a little bit of space here. But again, as soon as they find space, Dre, you're staring up a ridiculous mountain. Yeah, you got your one. Yeah, you got some space. It's still a 2v4. It's still a 3v5.
Let alone a Thrash invested on top of it. I mean, what can you do?
30 seconds left.
Boo with so many angles to cover, so many targets to find, so many things to consider. Paranoid tries to do what he can to fill the void, and there's the swing through the wall. Meteor, perhaps a little overambitious, perhaps a little aggressive, but it's still a song of success for Gen.G.
Playing together, peeking off one another. The synergy, the communication, it's all on point right now for Gen.G. You can tell by the gameplay. Catching players off guard, this little drop right here, no follow-up, no punish. But Karon, he's holding it the whole time. So yeah, Petatek tries, the swing was a little late.
One enemy remaining.
Just too much to ask for.
Gen.G faced heartbreak in Madrid. So close, the glimpse of glory that you mentioned, but fell a bit short. This is a team that's playing with a different level of fire, different level of ferocity. You've got the op over the top, Petatek down again. The ults have been invested, Petatek will join the fold once more. Once divided, now reunited. Gen.G try to hold the line, and if they try to flip back, if Heretics try to find safe passage to the other side of the map, Meteor's there. He hasn't been as ridiculous on this map, but he was a terror on Breeze. This time, not given a shot, not finding value. Texture's able to pick off Foot, but they understand now. The veil has been lifted. The hit is A.
Full focus forward for Heretics. Gen.G, they have a couple members here to answer back.
If they can get the pit down from Boo, if they can find a little bit of space, there's a shot at this. But Karon is one of his own.
Welcome to
now green on both sides.
Planted.
Such little to be seen.
You should run.
And now the third ult invested. Just injecting more chaos into the situation. What can tip the scales? What can find some space? Texture dropping into the pit, dropping into the next half. Lakia in a 1v3 with the pit still up, will fall. Petatek gets his third as Heretics get to 5.
Through all the calamity, it's Petatek of all members, the stand-in, to be at the top and get another 3K to secure that last round. Beautiful re-clear from Texture there, but Petatek getting ahead right here. The deciding factor for this Heretic squad.
Yeah.
He's won so many rounds for them in this half.
He was good on Breeze too. I mean, he was good on Breeze, he was good on Heretics. A lot more fight out of those Niños in this second map of this best of 5, but the need to respond continues. We're gonna throw it down to the desk to break down that first half.
Thank you very much, Doug and Baby Bay. Much closer half this time around, and it just felt like Heretics, they love going to that A site.
Yeah, they do. Time and time again, they were going to A. I mean, in the last few rounds, we saw them switching things up, but it literally looked like the win condition for them was dealing with Texture and that first opener that he was going after time and time again. Him and Lakia were hard defending this side, and as I'm saying, just one round after the other, they had to deal with the fact that they were probably going to be one man down.
Gen.G has really good, kind of varied looks on how they approach this A site. It's almost always going to be aggression at some point in the round. They have some rounds where they're going for the super early aggression, catching you off guard, and in other rounds they're waiting for this kind of mid-round timing and then getting in your face. And they have these really strong combos between that KO, between that Gecko, to get Texture these openers. He's been dominating in the first kill department thus far.
This is unfair, I feel like, for Voot, but as the site switches, Josh, what do Heretics need to do? Because Texture's job seemed very, very simple. Do you think Voot just needs to replicate that?
Oh, for sure. Like, we need to get Woot online, and I think he can run the same kind of style that Texture was playing. He can be aggressive in the beginning, find a first blood, and then fall back, and play a little bit in that elbow area just to see if they can get another kill. But like, once he gets those first bloods, like, I feel like his confidence will come back.
the same. We need Rian's, we need Patitech to be setting up wood the same way that Lakia was helping Texture time and time again if we want Heretics to turn this around.
Yeah, and I want to see if they can win this pistol round as well. It's time to send it back to your casters, Doug and Baby Bay, and get the second half underway.
Thank you so much, Insu. Heretics have given this crowd reason for hope as they close things out and kept it competitive at the end of the first half, but it's not over yet. Still down 2 rounds. The ever pivotal pistol has to go their way. And now it's Gen.G, who again were so bellicose in the first half. Now it's on them, and they have a lot more room to be able to dictate the pace. A little bit of info gathered, but perhaps a false sense of security. Where that other player might be. Flash over the top. Benji Fishy not on the swing. Texture falls. That's a big one, Dre.
Who other? The man is still here. He's still firing.
Oh, you can run, but you can't hide. Lakia will hunt you down. Meteor getting in on it as well. Again, a pistol that's so desperately needed to go the way of the defense. It's just ending in a whimper.
Even the plant that doesn't get seen from heaven. Small things like this. It's all going their way. They're aware of all the possibilities right now.
Last player standing.
Nice trading on the site from Munchkin. And that dagger does connect on a boost, so that's full info gathered from Gen.G.
I mean, he even tried stepping it. Just a little short on it. Now realizing there's no way to go but forward. There's no option but to fight. A 1v3 has become a 1v2. But Karan saves the day for Gen.G.
And when Gen.G sees something they like on the silent walk-ups that they do, yeah, they're still down numbers. They get close to you and they just explode and obliterate anything in their path. It's one of the hardest playstyles to play against. Because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you peek into them, they can punish you. If you don't, they can silently walk up and then just smother you on the actual site.
Yeah, and then punish you. Yeah, yep. You're right.
It's so difficult to play against right now. Every team has tried to figure it out, and they just can't. But Boo can figure out how to take the head off of Texture with that Sheriff.
Remember, he died at the beginning of the previous round too.
Poor lad.
Problem with the buy for Heretics right now is there is none. So they have to be so much more concerned and so much more invested in moving as a pack. Strength in numbers.
That opening kill for Boo could open up the retake for them, though.
Here.
Kind of makes you scared on the attacker's side. You don't want to go back and have to re-clear all that A main. If you do, you might get picked off as well. An early tap here from Gen.G, trying to bait out any utility, but nobody from Heretics showing a single damn thing, Doug.
Patient. Trying to lure Gen.G into fully committing. Trying to have them step all the way into the trap before they strike.
And Meteor, he's re-cleared some space at A, but the time is running down low. Left. If Gen.G connect, if they commit onto this B, I mean, they're going to run into a bunch of conflict.
You got Benji Fishy who's holding mid as well, so if the plan is for Meteor to hit a late mid lurk, Benji Fishy would have been the problem, but he's the first to fall.
Bomb's not down.
13 seconds left. They've got to commit. They've got to find a way to stabilize. Cauterize the bleeding, capitalize on the situation. They're so weak, Dre. But Lakia on the swing. 21 HP, no bullets left. They've gotten the spike down. Rian's is there. Munchkin, 1 HP. Can he be the architect to save the round? Can he put the pieces together? Can he build another clutch moment? Rians and Wu with crosshairs trained will drop him.
What a round for Team Heretics.
Thrifty.
The poise to just sit there and not get baited by the first tap. Patitech had that molly the entire time. Once the actual bomb gets planted, that's when the molly activates. And the time just runs too damn low.
Take a look at the MasterCard Thrifty one more time. It was all the way of Sheriffs.
Enemy remaining.
What a beautiful hold. We talked about how they were trying to bait them in, slowly lure them in, tantalizing them in. And as soon as they take one step too far, it's over. So now 2 rounds separating the two. Now it's on Gen.G to try to replicate some of the magic that Heretics just hit him with. Just pistols.
A good dink with the pistols onto Woot. He's gonna be forced back now, so that's some space gathered at B.
He's still been quiet. But Heretics are in this fight, in spite of that.
Yeah. He did get 2 kills in that last round, so maybe that is enough to be that spark, that fuse of lightning. As I say that, it's Texture to diff him again.
Woot looked like he had the fastest hands in the game this tournament. There's nobody who could stand to him. Nobody quicker on the draw. We're watching an entirely different player here. Heretics will try to hold them back, though. A lot on the shoulders of Patatek. Rien's around the corner. And the cutting of noise. Force Heretics to think twice about this here. They've invested the Thrash. Rien's will get tagged. Patatek up top. Can he find some space? Yes, he can. Only 1 kill found, though. How much more can he do? Not much. He will fall. They can't settle the shots. The Sheriffs again are a problem. Boo in a 1v3. Munchkin has upgraded a weapon. But the amount of utility, the amount of health that they have in aggregate is so low. And that's a big delay from Boo. With 13 seconds left, he's got to commit to it. He's got a firing squad around him. Secret Service to protect. Mission accomplished. But now you hit phase 2. Now you need to drop Boo. As he creeps forward, quietly slithering his way into the site. With no one to detect, no one to delay. How much more space can he find? Utility cycled up. Forced to sit back on the other side of the wall. And now he's spotted. Now they know where he is. He's able to spot one. The other 2 are weak. 40 HP amongst both.
Toxin screen down.
As Boo has to make a play. And it's a back-to-back MasterCard Thrifty. This one the way of Gen.G.
Gen.G, constant fire in the face of failure. They bring that one back. Texture with the opener. A beautiful peek. And the trading on site. Patatek, he was looking so good in Nest. No utility hitting him the entire round.
Not like this, man.
That's exactly how it happened, brother. And so again, now 3 rounds separating these two. 2 rifles in the hand of Heretics. But Woot with no armor. Boo's already dead. The hopes of the round rest on porcelain prospects for Heretics. The dash through, the flash over the top, the swing from Texture is too damn clinical. And now they can turn their attention on getting the spike down. Now they can turn their attention on assuming their post-plant positions. Just when it seems like Heretics have a spark, just when it seems like they found some footing, the rug is pulled out of under him. But Rien's with that Vandal, light armor, making a run at this. He's gotten his one, already tagged up though. On the swing, Patatek getting in on it. We're gonna have it again, aren't we? A 2v2. Karen spotted. Rien's has to go though. Trying to turn the flash. A great shot from Rien's again. Can Munchkin clutch it out? He's gotten the shots onto him, but it's another. Rien's with 4. The defuse comes through. Make that 3. Back to back to back.
This map just keeps delivering. We gotta run that one back. A 5v3, it looks so promising for Gen.G.
Enemy remaining.
What a spark that kid has been. Rien's has been, I mean, Rien's has been quiet sometimes throughout this tournament, but what a cornerstone. Ooh, getting tagged by some of the utility, not able to take the aggressive line that we saw Texture strike from. But does he try once more? Not able to land the shots. Texture's blades. So accurate, so deadly. Now they've invested the Hunter's Fury as well. Lakia falls.
Spike down.
Texture dancing around it, staying alive. Now a little bit of cover, a little bit of time, and a little bit of space. That doesn't feel good.
Spike planted.
Not enough to find a kill. How do Heretics attempt this retake approach?
Beautiful dagger.
Kua's in op. Oh, it's Rien's again!
Bomb grenade out.
Meteor creeping forward. You see them starting to take a quick step back. Karl probably has the lineup. Woot's got the shot. Meteor's dead, but so is Woot.
Last player standing.
It's a 1v3 now. Whoa! Is able to get his one, but Benji Fishy stabilizes.
Rien's the backbone of this roster. He's so clean on the Sova, especially on Icebox.
No, you don't deserve.
He's doing it again, Doug. This man is an absolute phenom on this map. The instincts, the intuition, all there.
One enemy remaining.
Someone who we haven't seen activate or be online quite yet has been Benji Fishy, but getting 2 in that last round. That secures him that Killjoy lockdown.
And then to the defuse at the end, you're right. Rien's handed it over to him. Now they have that tool in their arsenal to play around. Who also one away from his pit. Knives traded and information gathered. Patatek was tagged by that. Woot's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to take a page out of Texture's book. What a shot.
Almost got punished.
10 HP. You can't pen that your way. Not with what Texture could do. He continues to push forward, but Rien's and Benji Fishy hold the line. They stand strong. He's gone backside though. The spike is out of reach, and now they've got the lockdown they have to reckon with.
Easy does it, easy does it.
Gen.G will have to take a step back, wait this thing out. Now they go. 4 up on the side of Heretics, but Boo's playing elsewhere. Concerned about the late flank.
He needs to be careful here, Doug. He's playing a little too aggressive with this HP that he has, but he's living for long enough.
Playing to win. Not playing not to lose. Playing on the knife's edge. Benji Fishy and Rien keep him back. Munchkin a 1v3. The situation was dire before, and it's somehow gotten worse. Heretics knocking on the door of tying us at 9.
And he's gonna have to save here. They have no money going into this next round. And while we have the time, I don't think Heretics are gonna go for this hunt.
10 seconds left.
Gen.G had full control this round. They were surely about to convert it, but Munchkin hit a team flash on 2 of the members that ran through that Viper wall. And that was the deciding factor to buy enough time for Rien's to get out, for Benji Fishy to come back in.
We'll see if we can take a look at it again, because if that's how it went down, that's heartbreak.
A micro mistake. It connected on Rien's, but also connected on that flash right there. That flash blinded Lakia and Texture. They had him dead to rights.
One enemy remaining.
And then the kills on the other side, the punishment through.
Now a cause for conversation.
And that cause is that we're tied at 9 apiece. 3 rounds in a row, the way of Heretics. We went a little tit for tat at the beginning of the half, but Heretics have shown they traveled the world and they came to claim the throne. They didn't come this far just to come this far.
And it really felt like Gen.G were in the complete driver's seat this entire map.
Well, and that's why we talked about it earlier. It's not about how you start, man. It's how you finish. This marathon has fooled and broken the hearts of so many around the world. People who think they've accomplished what they set out to do, just falling a bit short at the end. And I mean, Heretics, yes, it's not the very end, but they're showing they have plenty of fight in them.
And to a team who came into this tournament for fun. That's what they called it. We're just going. We're just showing up to show up. But when you make it this far, all of a sudden, oh, we can actually win this damn thing.
The goalposts change. They move.
It's a different type of energy.
Remember, Gen.G has made it this far in the tournament undefeated. Yeah, they've dropped a couple of maps, but they've looked unbeatable.
At what point do Nightmares of Madrid creep up?
Gotta wonder what's happening now. Benji Fishy falls. Meteor's been so good. He's only got 5 HP to his name now. And he's stuck. He's got nowhere to go. The orb goes up as he tries to cross, but he plays this time perfectly. They thought he'd try to get away. They thought he was stuck. But in fact, the trap was his. Now a flash forward, Patatek on the turn. That was ridiculous. Not able to steady the shot, so.
Spike down A.
This match is insane.
If Meteor's able to buy his time, he could be the one to secure the round. With the 5 HP that he's had for what feels like an eternity.
Wait, Rians is actually dialed in on this.
He's watching, he knows, he's ready. Meteor's dead. But still a 2v2.
Silver Dart available.
Munchkin 5 HP. There's the dart.
Revealing area. Found them.
What value can it find? Holy smokes. There was nothing to clear it. And so Munchkin pays for it with his life. Lakia with a Bulldog. In a 1v2. He gets his one, but Rians trades. On the other side of the timeout, Heretics still continue to win.
Rians is on fire.
Rians has been on fire, man. And there's nothing a Gen.G can do to extinguish it.
I mean, they tried their darnest. They got the first 2 kills, the third on a Patatek on the site. But Rians with the awareness, holding Meteor down. Meteor just can't quite connect. And that dart getting so much value. The insta trade. Lakia had no chance to transfer there.
Let's go. Oh my god.
I mean, it's just been a bloodbath in the server. The back and forth. Both teams, they don't even require full buys to make it close.
4 in a row, the way of Heretics. This time it's Boo who's gonna get pushed. That one way will only buy you so much time. He gets the pit down. And it's been traded, of course. Venn diagram and green goo.
But Doug, there's so many ults available right now for the side of Heretics. They can create so much chaos right now.
And it seems like they're succeeding in doing so. Texture's the first to fall. Patatek! He knows he's there, spotting the gun barrel. Lakia punished. Munchkin crumbles. Meteor left alone. In the face of the pin, in the face of 5. He falls as Heretics thrive.
And you can hear the crowd roaring.
The tech is only as good as their skill. And that, we have some beats.
5 rounds in a row. You take a look at it one more time. You called it, Dre. All of the ults that Heretics had to invest. And then, of course, kills like that end up being the difference maker.
Enemy remaining.
They look sleepy on Breeze. But holy smokes. Those kids have woken up.
Such a mind-blowing half. And they're not done yet.
5 in a row. Heretics with a 2-round lead. We've got a fight on our hands. Patient on the swing. Texture not able to punish. 20 and 15 from the Star.
Jeez.
But the demand for more is so great. This is a really nice position from Meteor, but he's got the alarm bot on the other side. It doesn't matter. Catches Benji Fishy with his pants down. Boo on the swing. Gen.G falls once more. But they've kept it competitive. They've gotten into a 2v3. Meteor's 1 away from his ult. Settles the shots on 1. Too many targets on the other side. Munchkin forced to make a monumental play here.
Does have the Molly online, so if this tap comes through, they'll have to use that Molly, and that will allow Heretics the opportunity to just swing together here.
There's the tap, there's the Molly. Boo and Rian's waiting for the challenge. The orb goes up. It's all a guessing game now. There's not a lot of time here. He's got to hold this. Oh, is there enough time? It's going to be close. Oh, it's so close! On the edge of their seats, Heretics take us to map point.
I cannot believe how close these last rounds have been. I mean, yes, Heretics have taken away the last 6, but it's been down to the wire every single time.
One enemy
I mean, .06. the thinnest of margins.
It's preposterous.
Let's go!
An op in the hands of Woot. Still quiet, but honestly, at this point, who gives a damn? What a half from Heretics. Gen.G have a couple of tools, so they have Meteor's ult, they have Lakia's ult.
But if you're Heretics right now, you might read into this. They've gone B the last, 3 rounds in a row. And they've gotten stuff denied.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing here, though, is Patatek, he's got his ult. Think about how many times we've seen it already. As soon as the Thrash goes down, Patatek responds with his own.
Exactly.
And I wonder if that's what they're looking to bait out here.
Initiated.
First to the lockdown.
We've seen him break this before. Is he going for it again? The Molly connects. Is the shot gonna land? It breaks!
And they still have the safety valve of Patatek's ult. Lakia hanging on to his for now. But understanding the game of rock, paper, scissors doesn't go your way. Spacing a little awkward there as Texture tries to find a little bit of room to work. A little bit of space to get active. But he will fall. The tap, the first. Almost all members huddled up onto the side for Heretics. Get him down to 2. Can Munchkin deliver a miracle? He's been spotted. He's been hatched. Team Heretics are not done yet. They punch back. They counter on Icebox. There's fight in these kids. And there's plenty more to come. Map 3 on the other side of this break. Do not go anywhere.
First half was shambolic. Biggest disaster.
Woot! You are back! Let's go! Woot! Listen to me, very important. Dodge the knife on A every time. Nice! Let's go! Nice! Let's go!
Every time I needed a new phone, I had to switch